Hey guys, welcome to Ostriv, the latest Banished style game. Very similar to Banished or Life is Feudal, but with a bunch of differences as well, which we're going to go into. I'm going to dive straight into this because there really isn't a lot to look at. That's all the options. There basically aren't any. So we're just going to dive straight in with a new game. We are going to choose this map, because I think this map gives you kind of a nice start and some interesting ways to develop. Right, we're going to hit pause straight away, because just like the start of Banished, the beginning of the game is really important. And you need to kind of maximise your efficiency if you're going to get everything done and survive the first winter. So, the game tells you straight away, build a forestry for wood production, because we're going to need some wood. Because we only start with this very small temporary camp, and it is a temporary camp. These are tents. And come the first winter, now winter is December, January, February. So by the end of November, we need to have replaced these tents with like proper houses, because they will disappear. And anybody who's still living in a tent is just going to move away. They're going to go, forget it, I've had enough, I'm just going to go away. So that's kind of our first job. And to build houses, we're going to need wood. Now, in the centre of this camp, there are a few other little things. We've got a well over here, which will produce water for us. And that will do us for like quite a while. So we don't need to worry about water. We've got a little campfire over here. That's basically just decoration. A couple of benches for people to sit on, to sit their lazy backsides down on. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of slackers in here. And guess what? It's the opposite of Life is Feudal. In Life is Feudal, all the women did all the work. In this game, it's the men that do all the work. And the women basically sit around the fire gossiping. You'll see that. Right. Then over here, well, let's do this big tent first. This big tent first. This is kind of like a temporary town hall. This is where the mayor works. And Svitoslav. They're all kind of Slavic names. So, because this has been developed by Evgeny, who's a Ukrainian guy, and it's been developed by one guy. The whole game, one guy, which is pretty freaking staggering. And I just, hello, Evgeny, how you doing, mate? So that's the camp centre, and it's just the mayor, and he basically just like takes care of like the economy and stuff. Then over here we've got the camp storage, and you can see we've got 10 iron, we've got 1600 nails, and we've got 12 thatch. Now the nails are enough to build all of the buildings that we need to build initially, which is we need to build a forestry, we need to build a thatchery, which I'll show you in a sec. We need to build a clay pit, which actually doesn't need any resources. And we need to build 9 houses to replace all these tents. And we have enough nails for that. We also have enough nails to build a smithy, which will then turn iron into nails. And the smithy turns iron into nails at the rate of like 0.02 iron. Yeah, 0.02 iron makes 10 nails. So 10 iron will make you like 5,000 nails. So as soon as you get the smithy up and running, you're not short of nails for a very long time. The one thing we don't have is wood. So we need to get the old wood going. Well, actually, we do have some wood. I don't know where the wood is, but there's a pile of wood over here. It's not shown in the camp storage, but we do have a pile of wood over here, which is enough to get our forestry going. So should we get it going? Let's get it going. So we got to production. I suppose I should run through a couple of things. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to do it while it's going, because we'll have plenty of time while stuff is building for me to show you like all the details. I want to get this going straight away. Now, the forestry. These buildings, most of them have tooltips, which will show you kind of like a basic thing. Produces wood and firewood from nearby trees. You need 74 wood, 148 nails, right? But there's also this question mark, which is something a lot of people miss, right? If you click on that question mark, it'll give you more details about it. So you need at least 2 workers for chopping down trees. Foresters will also clear the land for construction. So if you build on an area that's got some trees on it, you need foresters to go and cut the trees down. And you can also remove a specific tree by clicking on it and choosing remove. So for example, if we wanted to, if we were like, oh, I want to remove that tree, you can click on it and you can say remove, or you can say protect it, and then it won't get cut down. So there you go. Right, so you've got a lot of control. And this guy, I can't wait to I've got so much to tell you about it, right? Because it goes into some areas that like Banished and Life and Feudal didn't go into, which is like especially on the economy side. And yeah, and like on the farming and stuff, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I'll show you. Right, forestry. Right, now, laying out the camp, really, really important if you want to get a really good start. You want everything as close to the centre as possible, because it's all going to be about walking distances. right? If you want to min-max it, and if you want to be able to get everything done that you need to get done before the end of the winter, we'll actually get that stuff done like well before the end of the winter. But so you kind of got to understand before you start like how things work. When they want something, they'll go to this cart park, which I didn't show you. Pause. They go to this cart park and they'll pick up a cart. And for example, they'll go to the forestry, which we're going to put up here. They'll go to the forestry and they'll pick up some wood, right? And then they'll go and take it wherever. Or they'll pick up a handcart and they'll go and take it over here and pick stuff up from here if it's here. And then go wherever. So you want everything like pretty much as close to this cart park as is possible. So, and these buildings our aim is to completely replace this camp by the end of this video. We'll see. We'll see. Can I get it done? We'll see. Right, so let's get this forestry in. Forestry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate this. Now, there are some things that I'm not like wild about. There are some things which I am wild about with this game, but there are some things which I'm kind of not wild about. The rotate keys are R and T, which are like, yeah, I guess. Right, I'm going to put this in. Now, you can't put this on top of trees. So I'm going to pop this in. Let me see. I want to pop this in pretty much centrally here. I want as short a path as possible. Now, they're going to have to walk between these tents. So, like, I want this kind of here. And I'm just going to set it back a little bit, say, there. Right. So that is our forestry. Now, that goes up here. And we'll have a queue of buildings going along here. So that's wood. The other thing that we're going to need, which we don't have in here, I think somewhere we do have some. We've got a bit of thatch in here, but we're going to get some more thatch going. So, what do we want? We want a thatchery, which is down here. Now, the thatchery, the guy who works in the thatchery has to go down to the riverbank and get reeds, and these are the reeds growing along the side of here. The problem is that you can't build buildings on like really uneven terrain, and the riverbanks tend to be pretty steep. Let me get the camera angle so you can see they're pretty steep. So we're going to put this guy. Now I want this oriented like the same as this building because we're gonna have a bit of a kind of a grid going on. So I want this guy like over here. But the thing is, I want the building facing towards the camp because the guy who gets the reeds, right, I don't mind him doing a bit of walking, right? The reeds will be stored in this building, or the thatch will be stored in this building. So the guys in the carts, they'll come over here, they'll grab the thatch, and they'll take it to wherever they want to go, right? And that's more walking about. So I want the entrance of the building facing into the town. So we're going to flip this around. But I want this, like, level with this. So I'm going to flip it around while I can get it, hopefully, like pretty much bang on. Now, I've got to say, this is one thing that I wish you could be more precise with the rotating. It's kind of hard to get it like exactly bang on 90 degrees and whatever. Because it kind of drifts a little bit when you press the key. I wish it was like you press it and it just moves like one tick or something. That would be nice. Oh, right. I need this the other way around. Oh, man. Turn around. 180 degrees. Right to... Oh, see, it's kind of difficult to get it precise. That looks pretty good, though. So, right. So, let's put you down here. I'm going to put you, like, as close as I can get you to the reeds, really, but still close to the cart park. So, maybe about there-ish. Yeah, maybe about there. Boom. Right, so that's him in. And you can see it's now added that to the queue. And it starts at this end of the queue and works its way down. So we've got the thatchery going. Right, I'm going to actually set this off and running now so that they start getting on with it while I'm kind of planning the rest out. And we'll take a look at like what they're doing and all the rest of it. Look at all the little people. And we've got little people as well, little miniature people. I believe they're called children. And look, they're sitting their lazy asses down straight away, and it's all the women. Look, it's all the women. Now, there is a reason for that, and I can't show it to you at the moment, but once one of these buildings gets built, you'll get hiring options. And basically, it seems, and I've got to say it seems, because it's not like absolutely 100%. It seems like the workers can only be women. Can only be men. Now, labourers I'm not sure about, because in some of the hiring options you'll see that you can actually get women to do labouring jobs. But it seems with the construction that they don't. So it's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. You'll see better when I get some buildings created, and I'll show you the hiring options, how it works. Now, while they're getting on with that, we'll have a quick look up here, because up here, this is our population information. We've got 24 people in our little tiny temporary encampment, and we've got 18 adults, 9 men, 9 women. And you can see that we've got open vacancies split by men and women. Now, there are open vacancies for 7 men, right? And those are these vacancies here, right? But they're not for women. Women can't do these jobs, right? So the women just go and sit on the bench next to the campfire and keep warm. Slackers. Right. So, and you can see how many people you've got looking for a job. And you can see we've got like 1 guy looking for a job at the moment. Now we've got 2. And it kind of varies because the way this kind of works is they need to wait, like the workers need to wait for the labourers to bring stuff over here, and then it'll hire some workers to do that bit of work, and then the labourers will be laid off while the workers are doing it, and then the workers will finish that bit of work and they'll need some more supplies, and then the labourers will bring that and the workers will go away, and yeah, and that's how it works. And if you look at the top here, this gives you a detailed breakdown of exactly how the resources are used. So first of all, we need some wood and some nails, right? And they'll use up those wooden nails, and then they have to just do a bit of work when they don't need any materials. And then they need some more wood and some more nails, and then they do a bit more work, and then they need some more wood and some more nails. Now, typically when they're building like houses, as you'll see, they'll use up like wood and nails and clay, and then at the end, right at the end, they'll need thatch to thatch the roof. It's very detailed the way it's done. I like that. I like that a lot. And you can kind of see exactly what you need when, which is kind of cool. Although you kind of don't have much control over it. I wish you had kind of finer control over it. That would be nice. Right, let's get on with a bit more laying out. So we want some clay, because we need clay to build houses. So the clay pit is this. Now, this is an insta-build building. And I want to turn this around again. So let's flip this around 180 degrees. Is that... It's close, but not quite. And I want these like as close as I can get. Oh, come on. So you see what I mean? It's like, if you really want it precise, if you like really want a gridded sitting in it, it's quite difficult to kind of get that. So this one, I'm just going to put this kind of along here. I think the clay pit kind of goes well along the riverbank. But again, I'm going to give this a bit of space, I think. I'm going to probably try and line the entrance up with that. So let's put it maybe there. Actually, no, I'm going to bring it in a bit because I need the riverbank for things like fishing docks and boat warehouses and stuff, boat builders and things like that. So I'm actually going to move him in a bit. Let's put you in, say, there. And that's insta-build, see? And you've instantly got 10,000 clay. It's like, boom, there you go, you've got 10,000 clay. But you'll need people to come over and collect it and take it away. Right. Now, after we have built the forestry, it's going to tell us that we need to build houses for all of the residents of our temporary camp. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get those buildings put in even before this gets built. So, village house. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to rotate this till it's... Now, if I press down the Alt key, you can see down here it says hold Alt to disable snapping, and then it'll just stay in place. Now, that's actually... It's not quite... It's not quite the same. And I kind of would like... You'll see when these get built, if they're straight, like if they're really dead straight, aesthetically they look so much nicer. So I'm actually going to faff around with this, like just a tiny bit, and see if I can get it to be... It is kind of so difficult. Oh, yeah. I think that's pretty much bang on. That'll do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a little gap in between this building and this building, so that people can walk down the sides of it. But just a little gap. It doesn't need to be a big gap for this kind of the streets. So let's see. I'm going to put that one in there. Now, if I'd held down the Shift key, like if I'd been sensible, if you hold down the shift key, you can place multiple buildings. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put this one in. Now I'm going to put it like fairly close too, because I want to kind of cram them in a bit. So I'm going to put that one fairly close. Now, I just want to try and get them fairly straight. So that one's going to go in there. Then this one, same thing. I'm going to hold that one. This time I'm going to hold down the shift key and the alt key. And then, now let's see. You're going to go in. I'm going to leave it a little gap again. And put that one there. And then I'm going to put another one next to it. Now this time I want snapping on. And crush them together a little bit. And put that one there. Cool. Right, so we've got 4 houses. We need another 5 houses. So I'm going to turn this round if I can. So again, I'm going to hold down the Alt key so it doesn't snap, and then I'm going to flip this around this way to try. Hold down the Alt key. Yeah, stop snapping, damn you. Oh, that looks pretty close to 90 degrees, doesn't it? I think that's pretty close. Right, so let's get this one. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of room. Now as these houses get built, these people will move in and the tents will disappear, right? And then we can build other buildings in here. So I'm going to leave myself just like a little bit of room because I want to put some buildings in here. Like I want the smithy and the town hall and like warehouses and a replacement like permanent cart park in the centre there. So I'm going to come out maybe to like about. So I'd love to come out to kind of there, which is the entrance to that one. I think that might look quite good. So I'm going to put this like as close to that as possible because I just want a little alleyway kind of going down there. So we'll have this, yeah, that'll do. So boom, that one goes in there, and then I'm going to have another one there, which I'm going to again like cram fairly close together. Boom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have, let's see. I think I might. I was gonna put like one over here because you can just about squeeze one in there. But I think I might leave that. I might put an extra one on here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna squeeze an extra one on there. Put 3 together. Let's get them as close as we can because. The problem with putting too many buildings together is that they have a long walk around them. I'm kind of tempted to put this in and kind of not just to leave a little gap because we're going to have other stuff going on like down there and whatever. I'm going to leave a little gap. So we'll have. Oh, I see. Now I'm kind of second guessing myself now. Do I want to do that, or shall I make them walk around? I don't like them having to walk too far around, so no, I'm not going to. No, turn the snap off, and then I just want a little gap between the houses so they can walk between. Boom, there you go. Right, this time we want to flip this around another 90 degrees. Which way? That way. So, is that close enough? Well, it's going to have to be close enough because I'm not going to faff around with it anymore. Now, I want this so that if I extend this row of houses across here, which I probably will do at some point, that I've got enough room for them to walk between. And that's not quite at 90 degrees. Look at, see, it's not quite at 90 degrees. Let's just see if I can get it like a little bit. That's a bit closer. So if I was going to have, like, say, one there, then a gap, one there. Okay, so if I put this one, like as close to this one and leave a little gap, I'm just wondering if I can kind of squeeze 2 in there and then have maybe another 2 going out that way. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see. So what the hell have I got there? Oh, that's the thatchery, isn't it? So I want a little bit. You know what? I'm going to leave a bit of space. So that would be about there. So let's plonk that in there. Should have held down the shift key. Forgot again. And we'll put you. Oh, no, now this time I do want to. See, I want to snap to that one. I don't want to snap to that one. So I want it like that kind of thing. Let's tuck you in a little bit. So let's pop you in there. Boom. All right, so that's our 9 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, now I'm going to crank this up. and we're going to go and take a look and see what people are actually doing. Because building these buildings is kind of cool. Now, I will mention, if I come over here where they're actually building, where they're building, the sound effects in this game need a bit of work. See what I mean? Now you get that little ching, that little chime when they complete a building. So they've completed the forestry. Now pause. We need this to start producing wood, so we have to put workers in. Now we've got hire options here. If we go into hire options, you can see you can actually specify whether you hire men or women. The problem is if I click on this, it won't let me hire women to do that job. Now, I'm assuming that this is intended, but I'm pretty sure some people are going to complain that this is really sexist. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to immediately crank this up to like 4 workers and let this go. Because I want us to start producing wood fairly quickly at the beginning. Because we're going to need a fair amount of wood. And you can see that, like if I click on this house, you can see, or you will see eventually, that, oh, see, labourers get assigned. Now if we go and follow one of these guys, who are you? Oh, is it you? Oh no, it's not. It's Boris. Boris is going to go and get a cart full of wood. Which one's Boris again? Where are you? Where are you? Are you Boris? No, that's Kate. Yeah. That's, yeah, no. Where the hell's Boris? Seriously, where's Boris? Oh, he's in here. I'm guessing he's in there. He was getting a cart full of wood. Is this Boris? Yeah, this is Boris. He was getting a cart full of wood as a labourer, and then he comes and brings it over. And then if I click back on that, once they've got the stuff that they need, then so you'll get workers start being assigned that can actually use those. And then the labourers will go away. So they've brought the wood. They need a bit more clay, bit more wood, bit more thatch. And if we look up here, you can see that the thatch for this house is only used right at the end. Right, we had a little chime there because we've now got the thatchery. So if we go over here, we can hire a thatcher. Well, he's not really a thatcher actually, because he's not the guy that actually thatches the roofs. He's just a guy that goes down to the river, gets some reeds, and then turns them into the thatch. Now, you don't need a lot of thatch. Here he comes. He grabs some reeds, goes back up, and he turns it into the thatch, which then gets taken away by people to... Oh, and there they go. There's the roofer. There's our first house. Woohoo! Party! Right. Now it's pretty much rinse and repeat while we get all the rest of these built. Now, what we can do, if we keep an eye on the thatcher... and the thatch is, like I said, the thatch is stored here, the wood is stored here. We don't need that much thatch. We start off with, I think, is it 9? Yeah, we start off with like 9 thatch. We only need 3 hatch per house, 3 thatch per house. So 3 9s are 27. We start with 9. Was it 9 we started with? Or 12? Have you got? No, you haven't got any thatch there yet. So I guess we start with 9. So yeah, we only need like 18 thatch to be produced. And he's already produced 4. So he churns it out pretty quickly. So once we've got a bit, we can get rid of him and then it's another guy to go and work on the houses. Now, we're already up to April, middle of April. We've got to get all these buildings built. But you'll see, because we've got everything like pretty close to the centre, especially the wood, getting the wood close to the centre. Well, actually, it applies to all 3 really, but... wood and clay are probably the 2 most important because that's what you're using the most of. And the nails, but the nails are in there, which is right next to this anyway, so that's not a problem. But placing the forestry and placing the clay, really important. The thatcher, not so much. He could, like, you could put him a bit out of town and it really wouldn't matter. So, how we do? We're working on the second house, and the building of the houses is actually pretty cool. The noise isn't. Now, if I click on this, you'll see. So, now we'll watch the next one because I want to show you kind of how the progress goes. And if you click on one of these, but like if I go over here, if I click on this, it'll take me to the building that's being built next. So here comes some clay, and they use that initial bit of clay to build the foundation. And then they're going to need wood and nails. And then they start building up, putting in the floorboards, the joists, These are the floor joists, and then they put up the walls, which of course all takes wood. But when they do the walls are obviously kind of a, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know whether it's clay bricks or it's like a kind of wattle and daub kind of affair. But once they get to this point and they've put all these beams and joists up, then they start using the clay. The clay's used for the fireplace, and it's also used for the walls. You can see they're kind of plaster walls. And then once they've done that with the clay, then they'll start doing other stuff. But it does look like they don't have to wait for that before they can do this. And I think it kind of depends. Like here, because they've got these bits done, they can actually do this roof bit, which is this bit. So they didn't have to wait for the walls to be done before they could get working on the roof joists, or the roof beams, I should say. But obviously, they've got to have that completed before they can do the thatching. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if you didn't have the clay, would they carry on doing this bit or not? I don't know. I must admit, I've never really noticed that. I thought they had to have this done before they do the others. And there goes the thatch. Boom, and then we've got another house. Hurrah. Now, one thing I have noticed is that because you start off with like very little labour, right? You've got like, what did I say? You've got nine men. The women are sitting around doing nothing. They do a bit of cooking now and again, but that seems to be all they do initially. Later on, there are buildings where you can get them to go and work. But yeah, see here, like hire options, can't hire women at all. So they're a bit sexist, but it is what it is. I mean, this is like, I don't know, what is this, like 17th century Ukraine or whatever? I don't think women's rights were a big deal back then in that geographic location. In fact, let's face it, in any geographic location at that time. It's all different now, though, isn't it, guys? Yeah, it's all different now. Don't we know it? Good job, Nanny Giggles, isn't he? Right, so, now this is, I wanted to talk to you about the treasury for a second, because this is one of the bits which kind of is a bit different from Banished and stuff like that, because Banished and whatever it didn't have any concept of money, whereas this does. Now this is the treasury, and you can see that it's slowly ticking down. Right now you start off with, I think you start with like 1,000, and you can see this is ticking down. Well, why is this ticking down? Well, if we click on this, you can see that this is our income, right? And then and we get housing rent. Now the tents don't give you any rent. Does it say? I think it does. Yeah, tent residents don't pay any rent. And it tells you that they'll move out by the winter. And you can see, now that we're getting these houses built, these tents are starting to disappear. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, so let's go back to this. So, down here, you can see, so we've got income from housing rent, from local sales, and from exports. And then you've got your expenses, which are your salaries to all your people, because you have to pay them salaries to work. Oh yeah. And down here you get the balance. So what you can do, once you get a town hall, now you can't do it with this camp centre temporary one, but once you get a town hall, you can actually change the rents and stuff. And so by a mixture of like maybe upping the rents a little bit and building more houses and getting more people to move in. It's, by the way, I'll mention growth is not just from having babies. It's not just from kind of organic growth. You can get people moving in from other places, because this is not like an isolated community. Oh no. If we click on the world map, we get this, and you can see this is our city down here. But you've got Balaclea up here, you've got Marifa over here, and you've got Dahachi over here. And you can trade with these other places. Oh yeah, and people will move to your city from other cities. So yeah, that's something that obviously isn't in games like Life is Feudal and Banished. There's no kind of real, I mean, yeah, you've got your traders coming in or whatever, but you can't actually like really trade with other towns that have specific demands and specific stuff that they offer. So this is a bit better. Right, you can see it saying up here, build houses for all the families in the camp. That's what we're working on at the moment. And the houses do have different models, as you can see. Like this one's got a little front porch, little veranda. Not really, I mean, it's a front porch. It's not really a veranda, because like a veranda's like right across the front. Or a larger portion. Veranda's somewhere you can sit out. You can't really sit out there. It'd be ridiculous. Now, I will mention something that, like, if you've watched anybody else playing this, they will have gone out and on about this, because I think everybody that plays it thinks it's a really cool thing. All of these paths, like, you don't put paths, there's no way to build roads or paths in the game. But you get them worn over time, which is a very cool thing, and you can see the routes that people take. Now, this has a proper name. If you've watched lots of my videos, you probably have heard me mention this before. But there is a word for this, because you see this like in parks and whatever, where people cut across corners and stuff, and they're called desire lines, which I think is just a great name for that, because it's like that's where people want to go, so they call it a desire line, which is very cool. But over time, hopefully, once I've got some more buildings and stuff in, we'll be cutting down these desire lines and creating like actual streets, which would be really, really nice. It's going to be interesting to see if we can do that. And you can see that this is starting to get a little bit worn from the foresters walking down here. Much more on this side. This is like a proper path down that side. But actually, like, I don't know. It does look like it's a little bit worn, but not very much. But you can see here that that's the primary route that they take. And you can see how quickly you get through the trees. Oh yeah. So it's not going to be long before we've got to find another source of trees. And the next lot of trees are quite a way away. Unless we build a bridge and go over here. Which, I've got to say, I'd kind of like to do sooner rather than later. Right, how are we doing? We've got 3 more houses to get done. Man. Build, guys. Yeah, this first episode is going to be, I don't know, because I really want to get this whole thing replaced. Now, you do have enough food to last you like well into the 2nd year, so you don't have to worry about like food production particularly. But we will be getting some of that stuff done before the winter. Now, you can see that they start off with a certain amount of food in the tents, and when they move into a house, they take it with them. So you can see they've got some flour and some potatoes and firewood. Firewood's produced by the forestry. So as well as producing the wood, so they chop down the logs, bring the logs in, and then that's converted into wood and also into firewood. And you can set your production limits here. You know what? I'm going to get rid of 2 of these guys because we've got plenty of wood now. Yeah. So now we can build a little bit faster, which would be a good thing. And I think we've got enough. Yeah, we've got plenty of thatch, so you can go and he can work on other stuff now. So we've only got 2 guys working there, and everybody else can work as labourers and stuff. And boom, there's another house. And you can see we've got a nice little kind of alleyway between these houses. And hopefully over time, if people are using those, like if we put a fisherman or something down here, we'll probably have a path worn down there. It kind of depends. I mean, we'll definitely get one down there, I would think. So we'll see how it turns out. So let's see. We've only got 2 houses to build now. We're into September, and we need to be finished by November. So September, October, November. So we've got almost 3 months to get finished. So we're not doing too badly. Now, we can start thinking about next year and what we're going to need next year. Yeah, we're on to the last house now. Now, we're going to need some food. Now, there are 2 ways we're going to be getting food. Fishing and farming, initially. So, now, I could build a farm, but you know what? I can build a farm during the winter. What I can't do during the winter is build boats, because the rivers freeze. So I'd like to get that going before the winter. But I also want to get some of these other buildings replaced. So we're almost done. We're almost done now. Look at them whizzing away. Loads of workers, loads of labourers. Right, I'm going to get... now, yeah, I'm going to get the smithy built, because I've only got enough nails for these buildings and the smithy. Let's see, how many nails have I got left? I got 490, so I've got plenty to do this with. So I'm going to go to production, and I'm going to get the smithy, and I'm going to put the smithy in the centre, because it would be, like if you think about it. I think I'm going to put the smithy up this end. I think I'm going to have the town hall down in this corner, down here. So let's flip you around. And there we go, that looks pretty good. And I want this, because I want a bit of a town square. So I'm going to try and put this as close to these other buildings as I can to create streets. So that's not quite 90 degrees, is it? Let's see if I can faff about with this. And that's, I think that's, is that a bit better? I don't know, I think it's a bit better. So how close can I get this? That's probably about as close as I can get it. Oh man, you go a little bit, no. That's about as good as I can do. Right, in you go, boom. So now we've got the smithy. So now I'm not going to run out of nails, which is a very good thing. So we'll get that going. Where are we up to? September, October, November. Man, I'm not really hard pressed to get the fishing because, like I said, that they've got enough food to last them until after the harvest next year. So, I mean, they'll probably last like pretty much all the way through year 2. So we've got plenty of time to get the fisheries done. So that's the last house, and the last tent goes, and they move in. Oh, did I catch them? Yep, yeah. He's taking his stuff over there. God dear, what's his name? Krivlo Chikaski. And yeah, Krillo lives there with his wife, Dobroslava, and his daughter, Vivara. A cool name, Vivara. I like that. Well, look, we might keep an eye on them. Or maybe I might find somebody whose names I can actually pronounce and we'll follow them. I don't know. Sergei and Vasilina. Vasilina? Yeah, okay. Ilya and Bogdana. Let's go. Ivana. God, none of these are really easy to pronounce. Svitoslav. Nohola. Maria. Boris and Orissa. I don't know. None of these are freaking easy to pronounce. Just my luck. Right. What the hell am I doing? Right. We're doing the smithy. Right. Am I gonna? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna get the fishing done. Ready for next year. I want the next video to be like food production and stuff, and we'll go into the farming and the fishing. But I want to kind of get things like ready for the spring. So production. We're gonna go and we're gonna build a boatyard. Now, where am I going to put these? I think I'm going to put them over here, and they automatically kind of snap to the riverbank, which I really like that feature. I think that's a really good feature, because how much time do you spend in games like Banished and Life is Feudal faffing around with the positioning and stuff, and this just does it for you. So I think we'll put the boatyard. I'm going to put the boatyard, I think, there. Boom. And then I'm going to put in... I'm just going to get one fishing dock going for now, but I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have a fishing dock that side, and I'm going to have a fishing dock that side. So I think we'll put this one in first. We'll just put it, just give it a little bit of distance so it looks nice. So we'll put you up what, uneven terrain. So that'll go in there. Oh, come on, you won't go in there, like, really? Oh man, so I can't have fishing like anywhere there. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, in that case, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Pause. I'm gonna say demolish. Oh, I can't demolish that building. Oh man. All right. Well, in that case, we'll put. Oh, see, I'm pretty sure that boathouse would go kind of over here. Oh, that's annoying. All right. Well, let's put a fishing dock there, and we'll just have to live with it. Well, there you go. So I thought, now, like, because I've like put houses down and demolished them before they've started before they've started to be built, and they've just disappeared. So I don't know why that one won't. Absolutely no idea. Well, it is what it is. Right, we need the freaking smithy built. Come on, get this puppy built. We've got 2 guys working on the wood. We've got plenty of wood. We've got nobody working on the thatch, but we've got like plenty of thatch in. We've got 12 thatch in there. We've got all of our clay, so that's not a problem. So yeah, nails. We just need this smithy built. Come on, get it done. Get it done. And the only other buildings that we need then, after we've got these 2 built, the boatyard and and the fishing dock are the town hall, and I want to replace this camp storage, and I want to replace this camp cart parking. But I don't know, we might, that may have to go into the next episode. I was really hoping to get it done in this episode, but there was quite a lot to explain and stuff. Oh, let me show you my favourite thing in the freaking game. I'm going to wait for them to go to collect this log, because this is just sweet. This is something that I've been waiting to talk to you about since I first saw it, like months ago, in the closed alpha. Well, even before I got into the closed alpha in the... Oh, here we go. So let me slow this down, because this is just freaking awesome. And this is why you need at least 2 workers, because they go out to collect one of these logs, and look at this. He waits for his mate to show up, and then up, right, oh, get it on, yeah, get it on your shoulders, and then the 2 of them carry it along. Now watch, if you haven't seen this before, look how they do this. He released, Evgeny, the developer, released a little GIF of these guys walking around like this, and like if they've got to carry it like across the village and whatever, the way that they like go around the fences and stuff is brilliant. He's done an awesome job on that animation, getting them to carry it the way they do and go round corners and stuff. It's awesome. Right, let's crank it up. Let's crank it up. Yeah, I think, guys, I don't know how much. I'll try and get a bit more done, but we'll see. So let's see. We've got the boatyard being built, and then we've got the fishing dock to get built as well. God, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this done. Now the cart park is replaced by the here we go, this one, and it's just a case of putting this in. But I want to get some of the buildings in first, I think, before I move that, because I want to get the placement and everything right. Whoops. So the next thing's going to be the town hall. Now the town hall, I think this building kind of needs pride of place, and I kind of want to use it to block off this corner to create the streets. So, oh, that's probably about 90 degrees, isn't it? I mean, it's close enough. It's close enough. So let's put you in there. Boom. So there's the town hall in. Cool. We've got this guy over here. Now, I want something to go in the middle, but I'm not really sure what I can get in there. We've got either a granary or a warehouse. Now, the granary stores the food, and then the non-food stuff is stored in the warehouse. And ideally, you want this fairly close to a market so that you can actually sell food to your people, because you do sell it to them. Oh yeah. If we look at one of the houses, the whole economy thing is a whole level of extra complexity and depth over and above something like Banished. So if we go and look at this house, you can see that this family have a wealth, right? They are paid a salary. And then they have to pay rent, and they have to buy food and clothing and shoes and all that kind of stuff. So balancing the whole economy of the place is going to be really, really interesting. Look, we're starting to get trees and stuff going. All the leaves have fallen off the trees now. We're into November. I'm not... Oh, pause. I didn't see that this had got built. Right, now the way that you get boats for the fishing village... You'd think that you would tell them to be built in the boatyard, wouldn't you? But that's not how it works. I'm going to tell this to have... Let's get it... I want to try and get this done quickly. I'm going to try and assign 2 workers. And then in the fishing dock, I'm going to order 1, 2, 3 boats. Go. Now, it's almost the end of the... I don't think we're going to get these boats built in time, because the river's going to freeze over at the end of November. Oh, here he comes now. They build these boats pretty damn quick once they get going, but they've got to get all the stuff to build a boat. So they're waiting for wood at the moment. I don't think we're going to get it done. Come on, quick, build a boat before the end of the winter, so that we can start fishing as soon as it thaws. Oh, I don't can't complete an order in winter. Oh man, I'm a bit slow. It was a bit slow. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, never mind. Right, so we've almost got the town hall done. So we're going to have the town hall there. We've got the smithy. Oh, I need to put a worker in the smithy. I need to take my workers out of there, because they can't do anything in there. So we'll start to get some nails going. That's good. And we've got like 10 iron. So there's they've just brought 5 iron over, and they're starting to turn those into nails. And we've got 5 more iron in there. Now, let's do the warehouse. Let's do the warehouse, because in order to get rid of this building, we need to build a warehouse and move the stuff into the warehouse. So I think the warehouse would go in there quite nicely. Yeah. So let's flip you around, point you into the village. Yeah. What do you think? That'll look quite nice, won't it? Yeah, boom, in you go. So, we'll have a warehouse going on there. We're going to end up with a nice big square here, I think. Now, the only annoying thing is, I'd really like to move like the campfire to the centre of the square, but unfortunately, if we go to the decorations menu, I'll just show you these quickly, just to so that we've kind of seen everything. That's your houses. You've only got one type of house. You've got wells that you can build. The houses need water. If I click on a house, you can see that they have water, and they have to come out to the well to get it. So I will be putting some wells probably closer to the houses. Maybe I might put like a well on this side and a well over that side, or maybe I don't. Yeah, probably like one on each side or whatever would be enough. But obviously, the closer that you put wells to the houses, the less distance they've got to walk to get it, which is all good stuff. So, what else can I move? The cart park. Where do I want the cart park? Do I want to put it like maybe over here? Would be kind of sort of nice. Yeah. Go on, let's put the cart park in. So I was showing you all of these, wasn't I? So you've seen all the production, and we've got all kinds of stuff to get into. We can get animals, and we can then have a slaughterhouse and a tannery to turn the leather, to create leather from the hides, and then we can use the leather to make like things like shoes. We've got the smithy. We can have a carpenter to build carts and wagons and plows and stuff. We've got the oil workshop. If we start growing sunflowers, we can create oil, and we've already got the boatyard and the fishing dock in, and we've got the tailor and the weaver to create clothes and stuff. Right. So I think we've built. Yeah, we've built everything. So I need to get something else building. And I've done the warehouse. Now the granary. Let's do the granary, I think. Now, where am I going to put the granary? I was thinking of putting the granary on this side. But I'm now looking at this and thinking, well, maybe I put the granary... Yeah. No, I'm going to put a couple of... Well, I don't know. Can I put a couple of houses in there? That's a very good question. I don't know whether they'll... Oh, well, oh, yes. Now, can I squeeze 2 in? I don't know. I can definitely get a house in there. But it'd be really nice to get 2 houses in there, wouldn't it? Now, I tell you what we'll do. Let me see if I can get this a bit squarer. And then I want that as close to there as I can get it. What kind of distance do I want? So, if I hold down the Alt key, that's as close as I can get it. So, yeah, that's uneven. So it's got to be there now. Ooh. I think I'm going to have to put this one in first. So, if I put that one in there, boom, and then can I squeeze that one in there? No. Oh yeah, I can. Oh yes, I can. Oh, so wait. All right, so I want that to be like about there. Boom. Right, but what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to pause that one and pause that one because I don't want them building those yet. But we'll want them later. Right, so if I've got those there, then yeah, let's put the granary on this side. So let's get the granary going. Where are we? Production, no, granary. Flip this around. Should have used the T key. There we go. And let's pop you in. Oh, come on, level up. Oh, man, it's not quite square, but I mean, it's pretty close. Come on, go square. Oh, that's fairly square. I think it's squarer than it was. So, come on, there. That's as close as we can get it. So, boom, in goes the granary. Right, get that built. So, what did I say? Oh, cart park. I think the cart park over by the smithy would look good. Yeah, go on. Let's do that. So let's get the cart park. We'll have it facing that way. So we'll put it in there, I think. Boom. And that just an insta build. Now, once we've done that, what we can do is we can go to this one and we can select these carts and drag them over to this building. And once we've relocated them to another building, and this is empty. There's that one and the last one. Come on, somebody come and grab it. There we go, take it away. Then we can demolish that and get rid of that. Hooray! And now our town square is starting to take shape. So the only thing we've got left to get rid of in terms of the tents is the camp storage. So, shush. So what we're going to do is, if I set this up to take from other warehouses, and I say iron, and I say put 5 in here, then what should happen, oh, I need a worker. If I allocate a worker to there, they should come and start transferring this iron. Oh, there they go. And they do it like 0.5 at a time. And once they've transferred all the iron into that building, 3 more trips, 2, and last one, boop. There we go. And it disappears. Awesome. So now we've done it. We've done it. We've got rid of all of our starting buildings, apart from the little campfire and the benches. I might move the bench. I might get rid of these benches, demolish these benches, and put some in that are kind of like parallel to the proper square. And I'll well, yeah, I'm going to get rid of that well and put in like probably one well over there and one over this side somewhere. I'm not quite sure. I might put a well kind of like next to one of these houses or something. In fact, I might put one over there as well. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead yet. So what are we doing? We've just got the granary, and then I can put a market. And I'm probably gonna. I might even put a few markets in. I don't know. I'm going to pause it there. We'll talk about the granary and food and all that kind of stuff in the next episode. We're into February, so that's kind of perfect timing. Now, I wanted to do this because I wanted to get rid of all the buildings in the centre. I mean, if you want to min-max, then you kind of wouldn't do that. You just use these buildings for now and get a farm built. But I don't think it's going to take us too long to get a farm built. We can get our fishing boats built as soon as we go to the end of February. So yeah, it's going to be farming, fishing in the next episode, and who knows, we'll maybe faff around with this a little bit. I haven't quite decided. Oh man, what an episode! God, that was a lot to get done, and I've managed to get done in a little bit more than time than I was hoping, but not too bad. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to see more of this, if you want lots more episodes and stuff, hit the like button. If you want to know when the new episodes are coming out and stuff, make sure you're subscribed. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you for the next episode. Peace out.